Alright, what's going on, y'all? We're back again. Like I said, I'm going to do at least a couple more of these here, starting here, and I'm doing this just as we come to the end of CU Oregon, and man, it was just a destruction. And I'm watching the handshake right now. They kept it civil, and they just made it simple handshake, like, good job, coach, blah, 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 and we moving on. But, yeah, I mean, no bad blood, no pushing, shoving, any brouhaha or anything like that. Just staying good sports. I mean, it just wasn't even close from beginning to end, seemingly. I mean, Shedeur was able to lead the team into the end zone for one go-away score and everything. But at the same time, I mean, man, I gotta say, this was such a night and day difference between what we've seen. I'm seeing the graphics right now for it. First three games, 41.3 yards today, or 41.3 points per game today, 6 points. I mean, yikes. I don't even want to go into I'll go into the numbers again here. I'm going to actually bring that graphic back a little bit. But, more than anything else, I think that was it. I don't know why I did it that way, but if nothing else, I gotta say I felt like today was far and away going to be their toughest test, and it's not even close. I mean, and again, 41.3 points per game for the first three games. Today, only 6. 479 yards per game. 199 total today. Shedeur actually got 159 in passing yards. And then, of course, the first three games, it was 418. I mean, and that was actually passing yards per game. The 479 was total offensive yards, but that's really neither here nor there. I gotta say, it was just nothing short, of an absolute and thorough ass whooping. I mean, there are just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And Jesse Palmer during the broadcast actually said something interesting, which I had actually had this thought as I was reacting to the game. Twitch.tv/ANJ Network, by the way. We'll be live again tomorrow for Broncos Dolphins. I'm not having my hopes too high for that one either, but I mean, that's just it. Going into this game, I didn't have great expectations. Oregon has been an elite program for literally at least the last decade and a half, probably longer than that, I'd say. And it's just wild to think that with what they have going on in Boulder right now, for as special as it seems to be so far, there are an awful lot of glaring issues as shown today. Most specifically is the fact that this team has only been together for literally going from the off season, from the moment that Coach Prime was introduced as the new head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes. And, it was going to be real interesting to see how far this was going to go, because, it's being all pulled together, just literally from nothing. I mean, most of if not a lot of the players had come from Jackson State, where Coach Prime, Shedeur, Travis Hunter, and a whole host of others were at. And now we've got a point where, I mean, they were hot the first three games, make no mistake about it. I mean, there were definitely some discrepancies defensively and even on special teams, as Coach Prime pointed out. But truth be told, it was only a matter of time before they wound up running into an opponent that was really and truly going to test them. And they actually found out what true adversity was like today. And if nothing else, they can only get stronger from that. I would hope they'd be able to do so real quickly to be able to pick themselves up for next week against USC. because with Caleb Williams coming to town, I mean, it's not going to be anything nice. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of SC, but I mean, I talked about Oregon being an elite program for the last decade and a half. SC's been doing it for decades, okay? And they're not necessarily the SC of old, especially going back to Carson Palmer, Reggie Bush, and all of them. I mean, it's not like that, but Caleb Williams is very much a Heisman favorite. I definitely feel like Bo Nix had a lot to say about that today. But at the end of the day, I'm not necessarily all that bothered by anything that I saw today, because I kind of felt like it was going to be the case. And with Travis Hunter out, I mean, that only makes things worse. I went into the game not even sure if they had Van Wells at center, who, at least as far as I can tell, is far and away their best offensive lineman. And he was only able to do so much, obviously. And it really showed. It absolutely showed. But nonetheless, it's just going to get more interesting from here. I got to look at the schedule again here, but I can certainly say with SC, they're certainly getting their toughest test of the season back-to-back in this and next week. But moving forward, of course, they've got SC next week. There's Arizona State on October 7th. I don't know why so many of these games are to be determined as far as the time. That is so wild. I'm going to refresh this to try to see if that's not the case right now. Yeah, there's nothing as far as a confirmed time, which is going to be out in Tempe on the 7th with ASU. And then, of course, the following week, that's actually an ESPN game, primetime game. Look forward to that. Primetime live reaction against Stanford. Then the following week, it's going to be 22 UCLA. I'm pretty sure they could be higher, maybe lower by that time. And then Oregon State right now at 14. And then, of course, Arizona, number 21 Washington State, and 11 Utah. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more games against ranked opponents, at least as of now. So it doesn't necessarily get easier from here. I mean, after USC at the very least, it's sort of spread out, not really, because, I mean, you get a couple of games away from ranked teams in ASU and Stanford, but then you go back-to-back again against ranked teams with UCLA and Oregon State. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what all three of those teams are looking like at each of those points. And then there's Washington State and Utah to be accounted for. I didn't realize this here, but there's Washington State, but no Washington. So maybe we dodged a bullet on that one where that's concerned. That probably could have been another annihilation. Excuse me. I love the way I'm able to say that 3 times fast, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see where all this goes from here. I'm really not surprised that it was this much of a blowout. I mean, it just was hard to imagine that it wasn't going to be a tough outing for Shadir and the crew. I mean, and Coach Prime knew that as well. I mean, he talked about it. He talked about the issues in the trenches, but most of all, he said we haven't even been able to put it together in special teams. Those were his words, you know, and they still weren't able to even do that today. They actually allowed a fake punt conversion from Oregon that I don't know how much that went for, but 300-pound punter, I believe it was. I mean, come on, like, I don't know. It's just rough to see this, but this is the growing pains. It's a brand new program, brand new identity, brand new a lot of things. And, you know, I said it before, I'll say it again. This is merely beginning. I mean, we'll see where it goes from there, but all the same, definitely let me know what you guys think. I mean, is it going to get much better for CU from here, or did it get as good as it gets? I mean, I think it'll be okay once they get Travis Hunter back, but might be rough the next couple of weeks. We'll see how it goes, but for now, I'm out. I'll get at y'all.